Hey gang, it's JC, and this is the Daily Dose for Thursday, February 23rd, 2012. A combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Clayton. Great television archives, top of the page. Our eye candy feature down below, day 6 of this killer virus that has infected not only the radio station, but it just seems like everybody I know is either just getting over being sick, trying not to be sick, just got sick, or like me, in the middle of this. I've heard that this thing can last like 15 to 21 days. It better not, because I'm ready to take my own life right now. All right, yeah. Rock and roll poll question from yesterday. So 6 years ago, over there in Pocahontas, Illinois, you got your Gretchen Wilson, and she just takes the entire country music world by storm. A redneck woman and everything like that over there just across the river, and then nothing. Her debut album goes quadruple platinum, ends up better than that. I mean, this thing's still selling, and then nothing after that. So our question is, what are your feelings about Gretchen Wilson over there in Pocahontas? Number one answer, 63%. I hope she saved the money she made. Number two answer, she was a flash in the pan. That's 22%. She'll return to prominence with time. Only 15%. Ugh. All right, today's rock and roll poll. I was glued again to the Republican debates last night, where Rick Santorum and Mitt Romney are running neck and neck, which I'm just guessing that sounds very homoerotic to Rick Santorum. He's probably very uncomfortable with it. Anyhow, with a big Republican debate last night in Arizona, here's our question. Who's your favorite Spice Girl? I just wanted to shift gears, clear the palate a little bit. We've had all this heavy stuff with Whitney Houston and the debates and everything like that. Who is your favorite Spice Girl? I'll list them here for you. You got your Scary Spice, your Sporty Spice, your Posh Spice, your Baby Spice, or your Ginger Spice. All kidding aside, 75 million albums sold worldwide. Their first song went #1 in 30 countries. So somebody was buying this crap. Don't pretend like you, I don't even know. I have no favorite Spice Girl. Liars. All right, well, the DEA just released its data on the top meth-producing states last year, and you'll never guess who was #1. Yes, far and away. I hope nobody in this state likes eating taffy, because everybody's teeth are falling out. Missouri had 2,096 meth labs busted in 2011. That's an average of 5.74 meth labs per day. That's almost 6 a day that they're shutting down. Also in Jefferson County alone, there were more meth busts than in the states of Texas, Florida, and California combined. Gosh, we ought to put this on our license plates or our state flag or something. Missouri has, of course, spoken out about all of this. They say you can't really measure this by the number of busts, because it just shows that they're more rigidly enforcing the meth lab laws here. But you got to have the labs before you can bust them. Somebody trying to spin it over there in Jefferson City. All right, Michelle Obama, the First Lady, is coming to St. Louis, Peabody Opera House, fundraiser March 5th. Tickets start at $150. National Enquirer. Do you really need new reasons to not like these people? Now they've put a picture of Whitney Houston in her casket last week. They don't even know who took the picture, by the way. And incidentally, CNN led all cable networks during their coverage of Whitney's funeral last Saturday. 5 million viewers watched that thing and got the big surprise when Kevin Costner actually had something interesting to say. Sacha Baron Cohen. Are you keeping track of this whole thing? Borat himself is part of the cast of Hugo, and he wants to show up in character as the guy, sort of like the movie is called The Dictator, and he plays like a Gaddafi, Saddam Hussein, Castro type guy, and he wants to show up as this character, and the Academy has basically said, look, here's the deal. No, we're going to yank your ticket if we even think that you're still thinking about doing this. So you just want to show up as part of the cast of Hugo, come on down, and if you are not, they're even like, I think, making him try to like sign something that says he's not going to do it. So watch the red carpet on Sunday, folks. Could get interesting. You thought they were jacking around Bobby Brown last weekend. 14-year-old Rachel Crow. Remember this little girl on the X Factor? And she was just crushed when they basically told her, you're going home, and she just crumpled down on the stage, started crying, and nobody was even around seemingly to be able to like help her or comfort her. She's 14 years old. Well, things have taken a turn for the better for this kid, because she just closed a deal to record an album for Columbia Records and to star in her own musical comedy series on Nickelodeon. I think she'll get over the trauma of being thrown off the X Factor. All right, you got your Styx, your REO Speedwagon, and Ted Nugent in a joint tour. It's called the Midwest Rock and Roll Express. Starts in Hidalgo, Texas on May 1st and coming through St. Louis on Friday, June 22nd. That is right here. Tickets going on sale soon. New survey found that 26% of smartphone owners say they have a photo or video of themselves naked on their phone right now. You'd think people would be a little more cautious about leaving their cell phones laying around. That's 1 out of every 4 people has got a video or picture of themselves naked on their cell phone. I'm going to start grabbing people's cell phones at work when they're not looking and have a look around. No matter how, no matter how bad your single life is going, don't get back together with your ex. According to a new survey, it says in the long run, you're just going to be more miserable, because when people get back together after breaking up, they do something dramatic, like put their names on the checks together, or jump into some big decisions. They move it together. They have a kid right away or something like that. Then the relationship starts to go bad again. They end up feeling even worse. Don't do it. I can speak from experience. It's about damn time IKEA, the furniture place, which up until now basically gives you these instructions with no words on them, and there's just diagrams. You're supposed to be able to put together a bed looking at pictures, and they're very confusing. Well, they're finally releasing a video, the first one, and if it works out, which I'm assuming it will, they'll do it more often than that. I had heard a while back that they were going to turn Crestwood Plaza into an IKEA store, but that eventually went by the by, apparently. About 15,000 people die on railroads in India every year. You want to know why? Because when they go to the bathroom, it's just a hole in the floor of the caboose, I guess, and people just go right out onto the tracks. There's acid in that stuff, and it disintegrates the tracks and the ties. And so they have all these train wrecks, and it's because basically people's excrement, and that may be the first time I ever used the word excrement here on the Daily Dose, but anyhow, I think you got the idea. February 12th, Massachusetts. Police caught 2 men stealing a giant ice sculpture of a dragon's head. They were charged with larceny and receiving stolen property, but now they're going to end up going free. You know why? Because they needed the evidence, and the evidence melted when the refrigeration unit at the police station malfunctioned, and so these guys are going to walk. Kelsey Grammer turns 57 this week, so happy birthday to TV's most famous fake doctor, unless, of course, you count Dr. Phil. Lindsay Lohan burst into tears of gratitude when her probation judge told her she's getting her life back on track, and witnesses say it was easily the most convincing acting Whitney has done in 15 years. Michael Jackson reportedly was in love with Whitney Houston, so I guess when you spend your life stumbling around in a drug-induced haze, a 48-year-old black woman looks exactly like a 9-year-old white boy. I don't know. RedEyeChicago.com, never heard of them. They put together a list of the worst Saturday Night Live hosts ever. Included Lindsay Lohan from 2012, January Jones in 2009. I saw that show, they're right. Swimmer Michael Phelps in 2008, Paris Hilton in 2005, Steve Forbes in 96, Deion Sanders in 95, Nancy Kerrigan in 94, MC Hammer in 91, and Andrew Dice Clay in 1990. Steven Seagal also on the list. That's the one that Lorne Michaels still today even says, was the most disastrous show and the person they had the most trouble with leading up to the actual show itself, Andrew Dice Clay. That was in Steven Seagal back in 1991. I need some cold medicine or something that doesn't make me drowsy. I can't even talk today, folks. Doing my best. Inside Comedy tonight on Showtime. This has been a great series. Comedian and producer and director David Steinberg has been interviewing all these iconic comedians. He's got Larry David on tonight. That's at 10 o'clock on Showtime. Larry David on with David Steinberg. All right, 17 days until daylight savings time. Days are getting longer. 23 days until St. Patrick's Day. Just in case you're just emerging from your drunked out, drug infested stupor from Mardi Gras, and you're already looking for the next party. Okay, it's only 23 more days till St. Patrick's Day. All right, JC's Eye Candy today. The Academy Awards are on Sunday, so with that in mind, I put together a montage. I didn't do anything. I found it on the internet. Of more than 80 movie characters saying the name of the movie they're in. You'd be surprised how often this actually happens. It's actually pretty cool. You should look at this, especially if you like movies, and it is right below what you're looking at right now. All right, again, JC's Rock and Roll poll today, and I'm just hoping that at some point here, in the very, very foreseeable future, I will be able to breathe and therefore be able to talk and just like see straight. and I'd have to cough and clear my throat and everything like that. And I'm telling you something. If I were you and you haven't gotten this yet, I would wear it like a surgical mask. Remember when they were telling us everybody was going to catch SARS? And people were actually thinking about getting masks and everything, wearing rubber gloves. At this point, I'd do it because this is awful. Don't get this. You know, at least if you got the flu, it's over and done with in a couple of days. You know, and you can't regulate your body temperature and you're pooping all over the place and everything like that, but it's over. And in this case, it's just, what cool. What do we got here? Oh, yeah. So who is your favorite Spice Girl? Scary Spice, Sporty Spice, Posh Spice, Baby Spice, Ginger Spice? I know I got mine. So answer down in the corner. We'll have results for you. Hopefully Trish will be back on the air with us. Trish Gazelle and I are on. Don't forget Trish's Trash every day right before 3 o'clock. We're on the air every day from noon till 3 on the Big 550 KTRS. Why don't you drop by sometimes? The least you could do, okay? You don't have to pay for any of this I'm giving you. All right, that's it. The Daily Dose for Thursday, February 23rd, 2012. A combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Clayton. And in the meantime, we've beaten this one to death. Have a good one. See you later. Bye.